Hey everyone, today is water change and maintenance day for what I like to call Nano Corner. And I figured since I've shown you all how I've put the tanks together and how I've stocked them, I figured it was about time I showed you how I took care of them. So stay tuned. So the first thing I'm going to do is unplug the heater for the 8-gallon cobalt tank because I don't want to burn anything down. So first thing I do when I start working on this tank is drain the water level down. And with the water level down, I can now get into the tank and scrape any algae off the glass. I use a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. It doesn't have any additives in it, so it is safe to use for this purpose. So next thing I'm going to do today is clean the output spray bar to my power head that's back here. As you can see, it's kind of gotten really gunked up with some algae, and I'm going to clean the inside too, make sure nothing's restricting the flow, and then I'm going to squeeze out the sponge filter too. That being all clean now, I drain down the rest of the water down to the level I want to be at, and then I can go ahead and start filling it up. Since these tanks are a little bit on the smaller side, I choose not to use the Python for these tanks, and instead I go with a 5-gallon bucket and a smaller pail just to scoop the water out of the bucket. And finally, the last thing I do is clean off the glass. Make sure I don't have any water spots that are going to stay on there. So tank number 1 is done. Time to move on to tank number 2. Now this tank's going to start off a little bit differently. I'm going to remove some of the water before I even attempt to take off the lid because I have these white clouds in here, and they get a little jumpy when they see my hand coming. So in order to not have to fish any from behind any crevices, we're going to remove some of the water. And just like with the other tank, I'm going to use the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser here to clean any algae off of the glass. Since both of these tanks have been up and running for a while and I've had the fish for quite some time, I am not concerned with any cross-contamination. All these fish have been healthy for a long time, and it's just not something I worry about with these tanks. And with this tank, I have some duckweed in there, so I have to get it out every now and then. And unfortunately, the white clouds are probably the only fish I own that actually swim into the net. So you can see me trying to get it out of there right now. They're a little bit stubborn, and for some reason, like I said, they just kind of swim right into the net and make this process a little bit harder than it should be. And with the glass cleaned off and the duckweed scooped up, I'm just going to lower down the water level. I'm doing a larger percentage of a water change on this tank than I usually do, just because it's kind of due for a larger water change. And then I just go ahead and fill it up and get it started again, and that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple process cleaning this side of my tank room. Alright, so after a quick about 30 minutes of work, both tanks are done, both tanks are clean, and now I can sit down and enjoy them. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe for more, hit the like button if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.